Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is a Cayutorme community goal. It's all focused on combat and I will be right with you after this. It's all rather intense out here. Conflict zones are something I haven't done a lot of since I've been playing Elite, but I've got into them fairly recently and I've got to admit I'm having quite a bit of fun there. They do seem to be worthwhile. But due to my lack of combat prowess, my success here is very dependent on the type of ship I'm flying. Now I've been out here with some smaller ships, specifically the Viper and the Cobra, and I really don't do all that well in them. I'm not sure the Viper is actually much use out here unless you're a very proficient fighter or flyer, but that could just be me. I've even been out here in my Imperial Clipper and I really do still struggle using that. The ship I find most success with is my Vulture. This build is worth about 16 million credits and it's for the most part an A-class build ship. As you can probably see, I've got a beam weapon fitted on one side and a pulse laser fitted on the other side. I've got a whole bunch of chaff fitted. My playstyle really for now, the least way I'm trying to learn, is to use shield tanking. To that end I've also got the shield booster fitted as well as a high rated shield cell bank. And I don't seem to be doing too bad in it. I'm even capable of taking on this elite ranked Anaconda here. So the bottom line of the community goal story here is that the Empire have sent some forces out here to deal with some ongoing problems, but there's some forces inside of this system that want to resist the Imperial offensive. That seems to be common with most of these community goals. Nearly everyone is sided with the Empire, and currently there are no tiers at all unlocked for this side of the resistance. When I see that sort of thing happen with community goals, I'm always tempted to go and try and unlock the first tier on my own. But I don't really know the amount of work that it would require to do that. My assumption would be that it's quite significant and probably not achievable for a lone pilot. Now this Anaconda was proven to be quite a tough target, not really in terms of how much damage he was dealing to me, although at this point I think I'd just about used up all my shield cell banks. But nonetheless, he's about to go now. It is an elite Anaconda, so I guess that would be why he's a little bit difficult. 72,000 credits, not a huge amount when compared to what you can get in an extraction zone, but still pretty good when you consider that we also get an extra reward for our progress within the community goal. Back here then at Adkins Dock, it's time to hand in the combat bonds. And upon arriving here you can see all the other players involved in this local event. They'll come in various ships of course, and a popular choice seems to be the Python as well as the Federal assault ship. I'm wondering whether to try out a Python myself at some point. I'd like to get a Federal ship, but I don't have the ranks for them currently. That's probably something I'll have to work toward in the future. So let's have a look at what's going on with the community goal then at its current stage. As I record this, there's literally only a few hours left towards the end of this particular goal. And as you can see, it's got the two goals there, if they're going to appear any time soon. There we go. We've got resist the Imperial offensive as well as destroy the Cayutorme syndicate, which is one I've done the most in. I've done 1.2 million credits and earned 5 million global credit rewards. So the tier's only locked to stage 3 here. It doesn't look like it'll ever get to stage 4. That seems to be a very long way to go. I'm actually kind of surprised to see this one here at nearly 2,500 contributors and still not having any rewards unlocked. It's so far had a global contribution of over 2 billion credits, so as I mentioned earlier, there literally is no way that a lone commander's going to be able to do that. And there you can see we've got about 4.5 hours left to go. So things aren't looking too good for the Syndicate, and with over 8,000 contributors on the Imperial side, it's easy to see why that is. On the subject of community goals, there is a new stage to the Pleiades Nebula goal. So once again we'll be heading out to Cash Poos. This stage of the goal is the final one and actually features two separate goals. The first one is to deliver computer components to the station, which will determine its level of services or the type of services it will be able to provide. The other one is combat orientated and it says to protect the space lane. I'll be doing a video on that a bit later on. So here then in Cayutorme, this goal will likely to be finished by the time you watch the video. But I'll be doing more videos like this in the future and I'll try and get them done while the goal is still ongoing. I wasn't out here too long, but by the time the goal come to the end I did manage to get 5 million in rewards. In a galaxy the size of this one, player interaction can be really spread thin, but these community goals and similar events really do bring the player base together. With around 8,000 people having contributed towards this one, it gives you an idea of what goes on here. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. This is the path to the Pleiades. At last we have got an active community goal to build a station out in a nebula. Pleiades is a chosen destination and the community goal has now started. I'm going to get to the details on that in just a moment, but before we get to that I thought you'd like to see what the nebula itself actually looks like and to see what we are working for. This system here is Maya. It's one of the central systems within the nebula, but by no means I guess the main one there. There are a few others there, some of them with pristine mining rings and many of them with beautiful planets. Of course Maya also has its own black hole within it. Which system the station ultimately ends up in, we're going to have to wait and see. We don't know how that's going to happen yet or where it's going to happen, but hopefully it's going to be soon.